You think you know what CPP is going to pay you. You've done the math. You've planned your retirement around that number. But here's the thing: nobody in your financial advisor's office ever told you that number is almost certainly wrong. And not just a little wrong. We're talking thousands of dollars wrong every single year for the rest of your life. Stay with me, because what I'm about to break down could completely change how you think about your retirement. I'm talking facts that the government makes publicly available but buries so deep that most Canadians never find them. Welcome to Credit Smart Canada. Let's get into it. Let's start with what most people do. They go to the My Service Canada website. They plug in their SIN, they look at their CPP statement of contributions, and they see a projected monthly benefit. Maybe it says $900. Maybe it says $1,100. Maybe it even shows something close to the maximum, which in 2024 was $1,364 a month. And people look at that number and they think, okay, I'm good. That's my number. That's what I am building around. But here's what that statement doesn't tell you. That projected number assumes you're going to keep working, keep contributing at your current income level right up until age 65. It assumes no career breaks, no mat leave gaps, no slow years, no early retirement, nothing. It's built on a best-case scenario that the majority of Canadians will never actually hit. And when real life shows up, and real life always shows up, that number gets smaller. Sometimes dramatically smaller. The CPP formula is based on something called your average earnings over your working life. But the government drops your lowest earning years, roughly 17% of your career, to give you a bit of a cushion. Sounds generous, right? But most people don't realize that every year you stop contributing, every gap year, every year you take care of a sick parent or recover from a layoff, those years don't just disappear. They pull your average down. And a lower average means a lower benefit. For life. Now, here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Let's talk about the difference between the maximum CPP benefit and what the average Canadian actually receives. The government will proudly tell you the maximum is over $1,300 a month. What they're less loud about is that the average Canadian collecting CPP right now gets somewhere around $760 a month. That's almost a $600 gap every single month between what people assume and what reality actually delivers. Over a 20-year retirement, that's over $140,000 you thought you had but don't. And it gets worse. Because most people don't just miscalculate their CPP amount, they also get the timing completely wrong. There's this default assumption baked into everyone's brain that 65 is the age you take CPP. But that's not the rule. That's just a habit. You can take CPP as early as 60, and you can delay it all the way until 70. And that timing decision is one of the most expensive financial decisions you'll ever make in your life. But most Canadians make it with almost zero real information. Here's the math that should shake you. If you take CPP at 60 instead of 65, your benefit gets cut by 36%. 36%. Gone. Permanently. On the other hand, if you delay to 70, your benefit increases by 42% compared to taking it at 65. So we're looking at nearly an 80% swing in your monthly income based purely on when you start. And most people make that call based on gut instinct, or because a neighbor told them to take it early before the government changes something, or because they just didn't know the numbers. Let me give you a real scenario. Say your CPP entitlement at 65 is $900 a month. If you take it at 60, you're getting around $576. If you wait until 70, you're getting around $1,278. That's over $700 a month difference. Multiply that over 15, 20, 25 years of retirement, and you're talking about a gap that could fund a car, a vacation every year, or just basic financial security when you actually need it most. Now I know what some of you are thinking. What if I take it early and invest it? That's a fair argument, and there are specific situations where it makes sense. But here's what most people don't factor in: longevity risk. Canadians are living longer than ever. Women especially. If you retire at 65 and you live to 88 or 92, which is increasingly common, you need your income to hold up for 25 to 30 years. Taking CPP early because you're nervous about the future could be one of the most expensive nervous decisions you ever make. And here's the layer most Canadians completely miss. CPP is indexed to inflation. Every year, your benefit goes up with the cost of living. That means a higher base amount at 70 doesn't just pay you more today, it compounds in your favor every single year you're alive. When inflation spikes the way it has in the last few years, that inflation protection becomes incredibly valuable. It's like built-in insurance against a system that keeps getting more expensive to live in. So what do you actually do with all of this? First, stop trusting the projected number on your Service Canada statement as gospel. It's a projection based on assumptions that probably don't match your actual life. Second, go to the My Service Canada portal and look at your actual contribution history year by year. See where the gaps are. Understand what your real average looks like. Third, don't make your CPP start date decision based on what your coworker did or what feels comfortable. Model it out. Look at the break-even age. Talk to someone who actually understands these numbers. At Credit Smart Canada, we're not here to sell you something. We're here to make sure you walk into retirement with your eyes wide open, not with a number on a piece of paper that was never real to begin with. The CPP system isn't broken, but most Canadians are using it broken because nobody ever sat them down and told them the truth. If this hit different, share it with someone you know who's thinking about retirement. Not next year. Today. Because the decisions people are making right now silently, confidently, with the wrong numbers are going to cost them dearly down the road. Hit subscribe because Credit Smart Canada puts out this kind of content every week, and you deserve to go into your future actually prepared. I'll see you in the next one.